Top 5 reasons why people say they could never do foster care. Number 1, I would get too attached. This one is tricky for me to wrap my mind around because one of the major reasons that they need good foster parents is because they need people to become attached to children. Attachment is key for kids' developmental success and their emotional well-being. I think most of us don't realize that how important attachment is because we had good attachments with our caregivers when we were infants and children. So when kids don't have attachment, a whole host of things can go wrong. So getting too attached is a good thing. I remember in our training, our trainer said, if it doesn't break your heart when they go home, you're not doing it right. And I find that to be really true as our kiddos are about to go home. And the reason your heart breaks when they go home is because you've attached to them. Attachment isn't bad, and it's what the kids need the most. Another part of that comment that kind of drives me crazy about the attachment thing is, I don't know why people make that comment, because do they think that I haven't gotten attached? If they think that they would get too attached, do they think that I am just detached and I'm just taking care of kids and I have no relationship with them? I don't know. So that comment kind of irks me because it doesn't really make sense. You attach to whoever you give love to, and it's natural to give love to the kids that are in your care. All right, reason number 2 why people say they could never do foster care is because they don't feel like they are good enough or that they're saintly enough. I hear a lot when people find out that I'm a foster mom, they say, you are such a special person. It takes a special person to do foster care. You must be a saint. Well, newsflash, I'm just normal. I make mistakes, I'm mean, I snap at people, I say rude comments. I am imperfect and I am not a saint. Honestly, I went into foster care for selfish reasons. We are unable to have biological children, so we want to adopt, and we felt that foster care would be a good route for us to adopt because of the low cost. We didn't take into consideration, I didn't take into consideration the emotional costs that it would bring, which is one of the reasons why we are trying to decide if we want to continue fostering after our placements go home. But I'm not a special person. We all do hard things every day in our lives. Everyone has hard scenarios and hard situations that they go through, and we all make it through. This happens to be the hard thing that's in my life. And it's not all hard. There are some hard things, but I'm not a saint. And anyone who does foster care is not a saint. They are just doing the thing that they feel called to do, and they are just taking it one day at a time. They're just like you and me. Reason number 3 why people say they can never do foster care is because it's too hard. There are too many appointments, too many people looking at your life, hard relationships with biological families, children with hard behaviors. It's just hard. Well, that's true. It can be pretty hard. I think we've gotten pretty lucky in our case. Our kids didn't come with major behavior problems. I mean, they're toddlers, so they have toddler behaviors, which any kid, no matter the circumstance, will probably behave the way that they do. But there are some really challenging situations that kids come from that their little bodies and brains don't know how to deal with, so their emotions come out in their actions, and that can be really hard to deal with. Also, biological families can seem kind of scary. We've also gotten lucky in this regard. The family that we've been working with has been really great, and they are very appreciative and kind, and they've been very giving and welcoming. They've been a dream to work with, so I think we've gotten lucky in that regard. Dealing with caseworkers can be challenging. Ours has been pretty good. She meets with us once a month. She does a home visit. She keeps us updated on appointments and court dates and how the mom is doing, and she's been okay to work with. But I have heard some horror stories about caseworkers and feeling like your home is being intruded and everybody's in your business all the time, which can be challenging to wrap your mind around. But it is all in the best interest of the child. The caseworker's job is to make sure that that child is safe and is doing well, so they have to be pretty involved in your life. So foster care can be hard. There are a lot of things that come with it that you wouldn't have in your life if you weren't a foster parent. Reason number 4 why people say they could never be a foster parent. This one kind of has to do with the attachment. What if they go home? I could never be able to handle them going home, having them come into my home and loving them and then sending them back. Ooh, that one's a hard one for me because our kids are going home soon. In exactly a month from today, they will be back with their mom full time. That is the risk on your emotions and your heart when it comes to foster care. The goal is for these kids to go back with their mom and dad and their biological family. So if you can't wrap your mind around saying goodbye to them, maybe foster care wouldn't be right for you. I went into this, like I said, with the intention to adopt, but also knowing that they would probably go home. That doesn't make it any easier when they do go home. If you watched my last video, I mentioned that my perspective on foster care has kind of shifted since I started, and I've really come to a point where I feel really good about the kids going home. They need to be with their mom, and they're happy with their mom, and they love their mom, and their mom loves them. And that is a really happy, joyous thing that their mom has gotten better and is able to take care of them again. I had hoped going into foster care that I would never have to say goodbye. And that was kind of a silly hope to have. But it's okay. Them going home is a happy thing, despite my heartbreak. My heart will heal, and they hopefully get to stay together as a family. Okay, last reason number 5, why people say they could never do foster care is that they couldn't handle the heartbreak. And I'm kind of at a crossroads right now where I don't know if I can handle the heartbreak. So our kids are going to go home in exactly a month, and I am trying to keep my mind on all the good things that not having children will bring, like quiet time and a clean house and no one climbing all over me and no sticky fingers everywhere and no one that I have to take care of. Motherhood is exhausting and it never ends, and it will be nice to have some me time. That being said, my heart will be broken. I love them so much, and they have become my babies just as much as they are their mom's babies. And heartbreak is just a reality of foster care. I don't know what it's going to be like for me when they go home. I don't know how well I'm going to handle it, or how long it will take me to recover, which will kind of be the jumping off point for us deciding if we want to continue foster care. You shouldn't do it if it's going to affect your mental health or your emotional state so much that you can't operate in your normal life. So I kind of want to see how this going home is for me. Yeah, I think not being able to handle the heartbreak, though, is kind of a cop-out and an excuse. You can't handle the heartbreak. You're an adult and you can handle hard things. You can manage your emotions, and you can lean on people for support, and you can cry, and you can be mad and angry, and you could be heartbroken, but you will be okay. Your heart can handle this. It's not going to be easy. It's not a walk in the park. It's not all roses and butterflies and rainbows. But even though your heart will be broken, you will be okay. So yeah, those are the top 5 reasons that people tell me they can never do foster care. Some are valid, I think, and you really have to look inside yourself and see if there are things that you can overcome. I think in most cases, people don't do foster care because they're scared. It's a scary thing, and I understand. But if you have any heart for it, if you have any sort of inkling for it, or desire or interest, seek it out and see if it's something that would fit your life. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my next video. It might be a card chat, or it might be another one like this. Thanks for watching.